What I really like about this ETF is that since it started paying dividend, the first time was on September 13, 2021, and since then, look at the dividend history, guys. The first time they paid about 11 cents. If you round up, it's about 12 cents, and they went that way. And then in 2022, they increased to 12 cents, or if you round up, it's 13 cents. And the end of 2023, they increased to 14 cents. By 2024, they increased to 15 cents, and at end of 2024 right now, they are paying 17 cents per share. Not only this ETF has paid massive amount of dividend and they increased their dividend, but also it has done great in terms of capital appreciation. This is one of those ETFs that you want to invest your money and then there is no NAV erosion at all. I'm gonna go deeper on this ETF to show you what this ETF has to offer and if it's right fit for you to invest your money in this ETF. First, let's look at the income projection. If you invest $25,000 in this ETF, you're going to get $239 a month. That will give you about $2,863 annually. If you invested $50,000, you're going to get $477 a month, and that will give you $5,725 a year. If you jump all the way to 100,000, that's going to give you $954 a month, and that is equal to $11,451. That's annual income. If you invest 150, you're going to get $1,431, and that's $17,000 a year. And if you put 200,000, you're going to get $22,900 a year, or equal to almost about 2,000. I know this ETF does not pay a huge amount of yield as other ETFs I usually discuss on this channel. Most of those ETFs are based on the US, and this is actually Canadian ETF. So for people who live in Canada and they want to invest their money and let their money work for them, they can either receive those dividends or reinvest those dividends. This is one of the perfect ETF to invest. This is Hamilton Enhanced Multi-Sector Covered Call ETF, which is HDIV. The yield right now is 11.82. HDIV has outperformed the S&P TSX 60 by 14.76 since inception. Yield of 11.82 with monthly distribution. Portfolio of primarily sector cover call ETF with a sector mix broadly similar to the S&P TSX 60. Don't get confused with the S&P 500. This is S&P TSX 60, so it has nothing to do with S&P 500. But it's more of Canadian market. Modest cash leverage of 25% to enhance yield and growth potential. You'll borrow 25% of portfolio to write calls, and that will generate more money. What type of investor this ETF is designed for? This is good for any investor who is looking for attractive monthly income, an investor who is looking for sector broadly similar to the S&P TSX 60 with a higher yield. So you're looking to invest in Canadian market, but you want a higher yield. This is a fund for you. And if you want to increase growth potential versus individual cover call ETF. So instead of you buying a bunch of ETFs, you just buy this one because this is a fund of fund. An investor who is looking for high yielding alternative to a broad-based index. Fund objective: the fund seeks to provide attractive monthly income and long-term capital appreciation from diversified multi-sector portfolio of primarily covered call ETF focused on Canada. Again, this is Canadian ETF. If you look at the total return so far, within 3 months has returned about 3.15%. 6 months has returned about almost 11%. Year to date has returned about 19%. 1 year has returned 33%, and since inception has returned about 13.32%. So that's very impressive for an income ETF. If you put $10,000 when it was incepted, by now your portfolio would be over almost at $15,000. And remember, this fund wasn't incepted too long ago. It just came out in 2021, so it's been only like 3 years. Another metric we can look here is performance as compared to S&P TSX 60, which is the Canadian market. You can see HDIV has outperformed the Toronto stock market. And in comparison with the yield, HDIV pays about 11.82% as compared to the Toronto stock market, or the TSX 60 pays only 3.10 on aggregate. So it's very low. So if you're looking for growth, and also you're looking for income, this is an ETF for you. This ETF has diversified across sectors. For example, there's financials, which is 35%. There's utility is 15%. Healthcare is 7%. Technology is 15%. Gold is 11.7%. By the way, gold has been doing great these days. Energy is 12.6%. REIT, which is a real estate investment trust, is only 2.2%. Fixed income, which is a bond, is about 1% or less than 1%, because this is not bond fund, it's more of an equity fund. So the bigger chunk of this fund goes to financials, because banks and insurance companies usually pay higher yield. Now let's look at the holdings. As I've mentioned, this fund is a fund of funds, meaning is one ETF that has a bunch of ETFs under it. And right now there are 11 of those ETFs. The first one that has the highest weight is Hamilton Enhanced Canadian Financials, which is 23%. They have HMAX, which is Hamilton Canadian Financial's Yield Maximizer, is 19.7%. QMAX, which is Hamilton Technology Yield Maximizer, is 18.9%. AMAX, which is Hamilton Energy, has about 15%. RMAX, which is Hamilton Gold Producer ETF, has 14%. UMAX Hamilton Utility is 12%. LMAX Hamilton Healthcare Yield Maximizer is 8.7%. HART, which is Hamilton Enhanced Utility, 6.6%. RMAX, which is Hamilton REIT Yield Maximizer, is 2.7%. HBIL Hamilton UST Bill Yield Maximizer is 0.6%, so it's almost nothing now. And H bond also has very little, so altogether bond is 1%. Ticker symbol of this fund is HDIV. It trades on Toronto Stock Exchange. It was incepted July 19, 2021. Asset under management is 5.42 million, so almost half a billion. And when you look at current annualized is 11.82. Distribution, they distribute monthly. Management fee is zero, subject to fee of the underlying portfolio. So this management fee here is zero. It's very deceiving for people who don't know. I think I made a video about this before. So what happens is zero. HDIV itself, you're paying zero, but there are fees under these ETFs. You end up paying fee on individual ETFs and not on HDIV itself. All in all, you're paying about 0.6%. On Yahoo Finance, Hamilton enhanced the multi-sector cover call ETF HDIV. The price of today is 17.82. You can see the chart. He's been up and down because he has some volatility. 52-week range is 14.16 to 18.14. Average volume of this ETF is about 85,000. So this tells you, for people who are wondering if you buy and sell, yes, you can buy and sell because there's a liquidity. Performance overview of HDIV. Year to date has returned about 23.25. 1 year has returned 37.94, and 3 year has returned 11.79. To round up is about 12% annually. That's pretty much a similar return as S&P 500. If you're interested in this ETF, there are other ETFs which are very similar to this one. There's HYLD.tu. I made a video on that one. There's HDIF. And I made a video on this one comparing HDIV and HDIV. You see there's a confusion there. I'll leave link below. There's a HMAX, there's a GDV.to, there's RS, this is Real Estate Split Corp, there's Enbridge Split Corp, and there's EIT, which is Kanoa Income ETF. So if you're interested with this HDIV, you can also look at these other ETFs because they are pretty much kind of similar in that similar category for income-oriented investors like yourself. If you don't want to miss this type of content, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you like this content, please like and share with someone. This video might help. Thank you very much for watching. Till we meet again next video. Bye bye.